Hey folks, very warm welcome to this 50-mile point-to-point bicycle ride series. Here's where I'm based, just slightly northeast of Manchester, up in the wonderful Pennine Hills. And in this little series of videos I'm going to set a 50-mile radius around home, and then travel out to the perimeter, the very limits of that radius, and do a point-to-point bicycle ride all the way back home. And we're going to work around the clock face or the compass points, with a ride starting in the north, the east, the south, and then a classic ride back home from the west coast. Hope you really enjoy this series. Let's get into today's ride. Morning folks, welcome to another little video in the 50-mile ride series, and we're just picking our way out of Crewe on a little cycle path. Very pleasant start to the ride. So I think today's ride very much a game of two halves, and we're making our way now up towards Middlewich, not quite to Holmes Chapel, slightly to the west, and then Lower Peover into Knutsford, and we're going to go through the amazing Tatton Park on the route in towards Altrincham, and then we'll get closer to Manchester. And to stay true to the 50 miles, my route's actually going right through the centre of Manchester. It's a very different kind of cycling, I think, towards the end of the day. But yeah, looking forward to the whole day. A bit of flat to start with, some urban cycling, and then we've got some hills at the end of the day to make our way back up to the Pennines. Come along for the ride, pun intended, and let's see where we get to today. Whew. Just one little wrong turn getting through Middlewich, but I realised quite quickly, so not too many extra yards added to the mileage. And just heading now to Knutsford. Beautiful quiet Saturday morning, and what better place to be than zipping along 20 miles an hour the flat Cheshire roads. Oh man, I feel like I'm absolutely flying. 22 miles an hour. Bit of a headwind here, but because I do all my cycling in the Pennines, I'd just forgotten what it feels like to cycle on flat roads. It's a totally different experience, and it's a lot quicker. Just the usual muppetry in Knutsford on a Saturday. Okay, not too far from Tatton Park, and I need to change the battery on my GoPro. You run the gauntlet every time you go up that main street. So there's a little pedestrian turn off to the right, and we'll go in the vehicular access, which is just a bit further. It's definitely open. Let's go. Free for bicycles. Yes. Wow, busy today. So one of my favourite parts of Cheshire, really, this. It's an old manor house and grounds, and 2,000 acre deer park. And used to be on all my routes when I lived and worked in Manchester. So back in the day when I used to live in Manchester, live and work in Manchester, quite often after work do a big loop out towards Home Chapel and then come back round and through here through Tatton Park. And I forget what time the park closes. I think it might be like 7 PM or, but whatever time it was, I used to enter at the south gate and all the rangers would be out on the tannoys saying the park is going to close in 10 minutes, and I'll just have 10 minutes to absolutely gun it through the park full gas and try and get out the other side before they shut the gate. All seasons, all weathers. It was great fun, and yeah, nice to be back. It's not the Pennines obviously, but it's not bad. So, a few jelly babies consumed, and it's going to get a bit busier now, so we're going to head through and out the park and then down towards, I think it's Ashley, probably through Hale towards Knutsford, and there is a lovely route down the Bridgewater Canal, but it'll be quite busy today because it's Saturday. It's a lovely day. It's probably the first really nice day. It's almost the first really nice day of the year. So I might give that a miss. It's nice, quiet off-road, but it'll be really busy. And I haven't got a bell on my bike, and it'll be a bit stop-starty. So might just gun down Washray Road, and then we're going to get into kind of Manchester urban city centre riding. Which I quite like, and I'll maybe go into the reasons why I quite like urban cycling a bit later on in the video, but yeah, I think it's time to crack on. Ah, so busy. Much better on a bike. It's the Tatton Wall Strava segment here. If you get a favourable tailwind, I can do about 35 miles an hour. You might get into the top 10, I don't know. I never did. And this is what it's all about. Beautiful day. Big bike ride. Oh. just passed through Hale. Some might say it's full of slightly pretentious, rich and senseless people. I couldn't possibly comment. Short hop now to Altrincham, and then we'll start heading towards Stretford and Manchester. Okay folks, I hope you can hear this okay. We've got you on chest cam now, so I need both hands for busy traffic riding for a few miles now. You can just see Old Trafford now. Legs are still feeling pretty good, to be honest. And I remember running up here in the Manchester Marathon a few years ago. It's like mile, I don't know, mile 2 or something. I'm thinking, bloody hell, there's a long way to go. It's a lot easier on a bike. I can't show you because the camera's fixed at the moment, but just going past Old Trafford Cricket Ground, and might be too small for you to see. I can see all the skyscrapers in the city centre straight ahead. There used to just be one, the Hilton Hotel, back in the day, but they've got a bit keen with the city centre developments in the last few years. Oh, wrong gear. So I think I first came to Manchester in about 1995, and I did a couple of years of university and then took a year off, and don't tell my parents, I wasn't planning on going back, to be honest, and I got a job as a motorcycle courier in Leeds. And the firm I was working for had a contract with Cosgrove Film Studios in Manchester, so did quite a lot of runs over here. I used to come off the M60 and then go down Bury Old Road past Strangeways and just think, bloody hell, this place. Try and be good and stick to the cycle lines. Yeah, bloody hell, this place is grim. But yeah, it was good fun knocking around here on a motorbike, and you know, time is money as a courier, so I really didn't hang around. And of course, a year later in 1996, the IRA blew the shit out of the city centre. You might remember Corporation Street was obliterated, and it's debatable about the connection between that and subsequent regeneration, but in the years to follow, Manchester really did start to change beyond all recognition, and you know, arguably for the better as well. So yeah, a year zipping around on a motorbike back in the 90s, and subsequently many years commuting on these roads. It's kind of given me a little bit of a soft spot for city centre cycling. You really got to keep your wits about you, and it's a whole different ball game. In heavy traffic, it's kind of problem solving, very high stakes obviously, but it's a weird kind of fun as well at the same time. There's a kind of satisfaction about getting through the city in a kind of a smooth, flowy, efficient way, and obviously getting through unscathed. I don't know. They're not rides I seek out now. I much prefer the tops of Pennine Hills, but every now and again, like today. So yeah, back in 1996, I didn't really have a plan, but if I hadn't had a motorbike accident in Manchester on a courier job, I wouldn't have got some insurance money, and I wouldn't have gone away to Ibiza with some friends who were graduating that year, and I wouldn't have stopped riding motorcycles and gone back to university to finish my degree. Proper concrete jungle around here. My bike computer is not very happy with me. I think it wants me on the cycle lanes. That's the Hilton Hotel, which back when I was working in Manchester was the only high-rise in the city. And it's one of very many now. Those of you who know Manchester, you'll know this is bottom of Deansgate. So this is all new, this little bit of infrastructure for bicycles, very welcome. And we're going to take a right here, go up towards Town Hall and Central Library. Try and avoid pedestrians that don't bother looking when they cross the road. These tram lines are absolutely lethal for cyclists. I just stay well away from them. I think that's the thing, it's just exercise extreme caution and ride really defensively. Yep. Okay, almost out the other side, unscathed. I'm really feeling these hills. They're not steep, it's just this gradual climb up out of Manchester, but you definitely feel it in the legs. I think I need to experiment with using some electrolytes in my drink, maybe drinking a bit more as well, or I could just get fitter. Anyway, here's where we are. Still pretty quiet. It's actually not that bad, this leg. So every now and again a little vista appears between the buildings, and I'm starting to see the open moorland of Calderdale, and a very welcome sight it is too. Well folks, it's just probably 3 miles or so to go. We stop into those hills you can see on the horizon. Probably a good place to sign off though. What a cracking ride it's been today. Bit of everything. Beautiful Cheshire roads. Just quiet, lovely countryside. All the craziness of Manchester briefly. And that long kind of sustained climb up out of Manchester. So thanks for following along and checking out this kind of southern leg of the 50-mile bike ride series. Messing around a little bit with continuity, so all being well this will be the 3rd video of the series, but it's actually the first ride I'm doing, just in terms of the time and the weather conditions and the logistics just made it better to do it this way around. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please do consider liking and subscribing, all that jazz if you'd be so kind. It really does help me out, and I really do appreciate every single person that follows the channel, follows along. Till next time, please stay safe, take care, happy cycling. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.